What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Christian Hanna Horror here again. Well, everything in the past is null and void. It's old. It doesn't count anymore because, well, Michael decided to give us one more film. So now I have to re-rank the Halloween franchise, but I do it with the utmost pleasure. So, did not watch my previous video because I rewatched all the movies, obviously, for Halloween, and I re-ranked it again. Whether it's the same or not, I really can't remember, but here we go. This is my honest list. Coming in last is going to be everyone's favorite. This has stayed the same. Halloween Resurrection. Just a franchise piece. It's that simple. A sign of the times. It just didn't. It was made in an era that just was not my favorite era of filmmaking. And you know, unlike LL Cool J, Busta Rhymes was a just miserable actor. But I saw that there's a petition for a Busta Rhymes commentary on a Resurrection Blu-ray, so I did sign that because that would be very interesting. Coming in next is going to be 2007's Rob Zombie Halloween. Simply put, I love Rob Zombie's films. I love his original ideas even more. When he has to redo a classic film and he puts his spin on it, it's always going to have that to be, you know, compared to. And with that being said, you know, obviously I think it's fairly unanimous that, you know, everybody prefers the original style and timeline of the Michael Myers character in Halloween as opposed to Rob Zombie's. But is it a bad made movie? No, still a well made movie. We're in the clear at this point, so that's going to be the next one, Rob Zombie's Halloween. Coming in next is actually going to be, you know what, it is going to be, you know, Halloween H2O. Once again, I call it Hall-O-Scream H2O because that's really just what it feels like. And, you know, I dislike Jamie Lee Curtis's portrayal of Laurie Strode even more now after watching, you know, Halloween 2018. Just was not a fan of her character. I didn't like it. It did, you know, some aspects of it do seem a little bit more grounded into reality. With her having a drinking problem, I can see that more, but she had a drinking problem in 2018 as well, so that really kind of null and voids that. But you know what? I don't like the style of the film. I really don't. It feels like a Halloween film, don't get me wrong, but man, oh man, it just feels like a Scream movie, hence the title Hall-O-Scream H2O. I can't take credit for that, but I do call it that. Coming in next is going to be Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. And you know, I haven't seen a whole lot of lists that have this, but I have seen some that agree with me. I prefer 2 over 1 because you know what? It's more of a Rob Zombie movie than the first one. I mean, he just does what he wants, and while it strays and can really upset some original Halloween fans, you know what? I just like that he just took his gloves off and said, okay, whatever, I'm just going to make a movie that I feel like. And I like some aspects of that movie pretty darn good. You know, I like the imagery and the, you know, things like that. You know, I just like the way the film looks, so I enjoy it more than, you know, Rob Zombie's Halloween. So his part 2 is better than part 1 to me. Coming in next is going to be Halloween 5. Not a bad movie. Like I said, we're in the clear. My biggest complaint with Halloween 5 is simply this. It's rushed. They needed to take a couple more takes on stuff. There's a lot of overdubs with the voicings. Maybe the audio tracks got messed up. And because of all those things, the film just feels cheaper. Does it feel like a Halloween film? Absolutely. Do I like some of the kills in the movie? Absolutely. Matter of fact, my favorite kill is in Halloween 5 with the pretty boy Mike in the sports car when he gets his head creamed by that 3-bladed pitchfork deal. It's my favorite kill. It's so brutal. Michael Myers in Halloween 5 was fantastic. You know, the mask is up to debate. Some people like it, some people don't. I love the mask in Halloween 5. So, you know, there's that. Coming in next is going to be Halloween 2, 1981. Seems sacrilege to some people to have this movie relatively high on the list, but you know what? There's nothing wrong with Halloween 2. I'm not a big fan of the setting. You know, the hospital. Is it a well-made movie? You betcha. You know, is Michael freaky? You betcha. I thought Dick Warlock did a fantastic job. Some people thought, you know, I did research and they thought that maybe it was a different mask used from the original, but apparently. I'm not 100% on this, but apparently, you know, Dick Warlock's face just completely reshaped the mask, so that's why it has a different look, which seems very interesting. You know, Halloween 2 is great. There's just, it's just not my favorite. You know, sometimes you can't put into words why you like a film more than the other, but that's just a matter of fact. You know, Halloween 2, while it's great, it just is not my favorite. The music is fantastic, though, in 2 as well. Coming next is going to be Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. I love Halloween 4. The first 20 minutes are the absolute best of this film because the atmosphere and tone just really pump you up. Alan Howarth did a great, re-upping of the score for the Halloween 4. And Michael is brutal. I love the character of Michael in 4. He's a big beast. He's mean. But he's still methodical at the same time. He really blended it well. I believe George P. Wilbur did it. But there was also some stuff of Tom Morgan in Halloween 4 that he's kind of unsung in Halloween 4. But for the most part, George Wilbur was just bad A in Halloween 4, and I love it. And I love the characters in Halloween 4. The introduction of, Jamie was great. So Halloween 4 is fantastic, and Donald's great in it. Coming in next is, you got it, Halloween 2018. You know what? And this could be just because of the freshness of the movie, why it's so high. Maybe a year from now I'll change my mind, but on this date, November 2nd, it ranks there on my list. I just thought it was a fantastic film. There were some, things I talked about in my spoiler talk that was just kind of like, well, what about this? But at the end of the day, guys, when I walked out of that theater, I said, what a ride. I had a blast. That was scary. That was fun. It pumped me up. It got me emotional at times, and it was a great movie. So at the end of the day, for all the nitpicking stuff, let's forget about that, and what about the experience? And you know what? The experience was fantastic. So that's where Halloween 2018 is on my list. Coming in next is one of my personal favorites, Halloween 6, The Curse of Michael Myers. I'll kind of compare, I'll kind of include the producer's cut, the theatrical cut, because they're both there for me. I love Halloween 6. I talked about this in my previous video, being a big fan of the Thorn trilogy. Just love the atmosphere. I love the darkness. I love the bleakness, the really dark shade of gray that the era of the franchise had. Once again, George P. Wilbur was absolutely fantastic. When I think of Halloween 6, I think of the color blue, and maybe that's because of the cover, maybe that's because of just the film itself having a lot of shades of blue in it. I don't know. Color timing was very unique in Halloween 6 that you never really saw in any other Halloween movie like it. And it's just that movie to me. I love it. So there's Halloween 6. Coming in next, this hasn't changed either, though I know this was the original 78 Halloween. There's not much I need to say. Halloween is one of the greatest horror movies ever made. And there's no denying that. It changed the course of horror as we know it. But there is one movie in this franchise that I love it so much, and I'm not going to claim that I think it's the best movie in the franchise. It's really just my favorite and the one that I get the most out of, and my number one is that Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. I'm just a big fan. It just comes down to that, guys. I'm not going to sit here and say, no, guys, you don't get it. Halloween 3 is great. You know what? I really just love the movie, and there's nothing wrong with that, Halloween 3 is just a great, fun, trippy little movie, and I love Tom Atkins, I love Stacey Nelkin, I love the movie. Connell Cochran, the character, just a creepy guy. So, it is what it is, and that's my list, that's my honest list, unapologetically. So, if you guys want to give me your ranking, I would absolutely love it. I love to compare. I love the comments, criticisms. I had a comment in my last video where somebody disagreed with me, but they were so genuine and said, hey man, we don't agree, but you know what, I still love you, and I love that. I love it when we don't agree, but we're adults. That's what I love about the horror community. We can all be adults for the most part. There's trolls every now and again, but you gotta just laugh at it. But I want to say thank you guys for just having the, the mannerisms for us to be able to discuss and talk. That's what makes the horror community fantastic. So I love you guys for it. So I'm very interested to see where Halloween 2018 ranks for you, because that's the debate and the talk of the town right now. So here it is, guys, my ranking of the Halloween franchise as of, post 2018 Halloween. So thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next time.